Right then, hello and welcome back to, well, to the third instalment of Terraria with me, Tortle. Last time we ran around a lot. We started off clearing the ground and the background for our first house, and we dug down and got killed by a couple of zombies. So, as you can see here, cleared all this out. Essentially I'm trying to get a flat area to start our house off. Purely for aesthetic's sake, really. You could start on a rough ground. This was intended to be a goldfish enclosure, but the recipients of the goldfish enclosure, namely the goldfish themselves, didn't seem to approve, and eventually the project was abandoned for funding, in terms of time, and public support. So what I'm trying to do right now is clear away this wall, this background wall, because we don't want a dirt background house. I've also just noticed it's night time, that I'm randomly beating up squirrels and that this zombie's coming to get me. So what I'm going to do is leave the NPC guy Daniel to his fate. I'm sure he's a tough cookie. Ah, look, bits of bunny rabbit. Sorry, squirrel. That's probably not going to be fun for you. I'm going to head down here. Do some more digging. Really, for any new Terraria players, I'd recommend heading underground while you're at night, because whilst it has its own worries, the surface world is just much too full of spawning zombies roaming around and trying to get in your face. So I've started off digging here. As mentioned in previous videos, one of the best things I like about Terraria is that you can just dig wherever, really. You'll head down, make it decently wide, 3, 4, 5 blocks maybe, and you will inevitably find something to pique your interest. Maybe ore, maybe a cave system. The whole Terraria world is riddled with them, and eventually you will stumble upon one. I mean, if you look up here, this was a natural cave system coming down from the surface anyway. I'm just expanding on it, probably rather foolishly, as I don't have a particularly reliable way of climbing back up. I don't think. No, I have no accessories, I have no armour. I do have my legendary copper shortsword, which makes me feel like the hero of Destiny, but apart from that, I'm pretty broke in terms of stuff. Blueberries, they're awesome. Eventually you can make blue dye with them. Make yourself some snazzy blue threads to impress all the goldfish. Ooh, did I see a different colour? No, I didn't. I'm going to put a torch because it's getting dark down here. There's something wonderfully satisfying about digging a hole. And that there's a sandbox genre. Ah! I see cave system. Okay. Let's see what we find in here. With Terraria it's not so bad because you can see what you're doing when you're digging down, but if anybody's ever played Minecraft, which I'm sure you probably have by now, digging down was usually a bad idea, because in Minecraft it's first person, so little Relin here would have gotten there and just fallen straight down. Right, let's go exploring. Coins, healing potions, wooden arrow. Really what we want is some decent ore, like iron or lead, which would allow us to make better tools. Lots of ice, some eerie purple glow. Hopefully there's nothing down there waiting to jump on our face. I see copper. Squeeze through the hole! Dear Lord. Okay, there we go. Random dirt seems to have made its home amongst the ice there. I think it's dirt. Is that clay? Mud. Nice. Mud is a particular block. There's quite similar looking blocks, dirt, mud and clay, all which have different purposes. Dirt, I'm not sure if it's even justified to say iron ore! Okay, so we're going to mine up this iron ore. And yeah, so dirt, basically you just use as your quick, I need to fill myself in a dirt hole so things don't eat me alive block, or I need to build a massive bridge across this huge canyon and there's... What do I have in plentiful supply? Oh yeah, dirt. It is the go-to tool of the Terraria universe. I see more ore. I think it's more iron. Let's have a look-see. There's a maximum range at which you can use your tools around you. But of course, there is that patented turtle hopping technique, which allows you to get up higher. Iron, iron, and definitely not iron. Ice block, okay. That's fine. We've got a nice little haul. That's 10 iron ore now. I think that should make about 2 iron bars, which isn't great, but it's a good start. So anyway, back to the 3 blocks. Clay is for, as you might imagine, making clay pots, bowls, that kind of stuff. Really just decorative things. Although, with a bowl you can make a bowl of soup, which is just what you want when you're being hunted down by an eater of souls. You can fight back as the eater of soup. And for that you need a bowl and mushrooms, which can be found easily on the surface. Okay, so we found the source of the eerie purple glow. That is a demon altar. It's used to craft high-level items, which are used to summon bosses in the game. So we won't be dealing with that for a long time, but it's good to know it's there at least. The comforting purple glow of the demon altar. Lots of gold! As you can see, as soon as you get down to a certain level, you start seeing all different sorts of ores and treat. I see things there. I'm not even entirely sure what that is. It might be lead? Although I was under the impression that you could only have either lead or iron in a world. Oh, it's tin. Okay. Tin is a fairly low-level metal, but, you know, ore is ore, metal is metal, and who doesn't want to dress up like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz once in a while? Right, success so far. There's more tin there. Might as well go for it. Oh, another thing I love about this game is got to be the water physics. They're really rather nicely implemented. I could drain that water out if I dug a tunnel down here, say, into an open space. Oh yes, and when you jump on ice, it breaks. Getting my lovely feet wet. Right, so there's nothing really done there. I think I can see more tin over there, but what I'm interested in is seeing if this cave goes any further. More tin up there? Okay. I have rope. I do have rope, which means I can make rope coils, which are incredibly useful, and you will often have to kick yourself when you run out of them. As you can see, you throw them at a certain spot, either they'll stick to the background wall if that's available, or they'll stick to the normal blocks and hang down. You use the up key and down key to maneuver on them, and then you can, when you're not failing, you can jump off with your normal jump range. Very useful for getting around and pulling yourself back out of a hole you've managed to dig yourself into. Unless you're just bad at it. Okay.